why so cute?
I love that.
And that sentence works for both.
Yeah. Can we just get Chatterbox a shirt that says, if dangerous, why friend-shaped?
They are explicitly not friend-shaped. They're sharp edges and like a mouth of gore and like viscera.
Funny.
Everyone has a type.
All that I know is that as soon with the whole thing with Chatterbox, the thing that really scares me is that as a kid, and I think Alex can back me up on this.
I'm playing Elsie. Yeah.
Now, as I'm an eldritch horror that doesn't understand how to use OBS, I had to fuck that entire thing up because it wasn't had any audio on it. So I'm gonna do it again. And we're gonna pretend that everything's okay and you're all surprised that Chatterbox is here. Hello everyone! The stream is finally fucking working because I'm here. Callum is not here at the moment. Callum had to leave their body to go and deal with some things elsewhere. So Chatterbox is here for one night only. Game night. Welcome to Hallows Vale. We're going to introduce all of our players. Starting counterclockwise. Use the right direction because it's mirrored. Magpie.
Hi, I'm Magpie. You can find me pretty much anywhere at Antique Horror. Kind of hoping Chatterbox doesn't find me. Yeah, I'm playing Elsie. Going that way, I think.
Up.
That way.
We're going to go up to Hector.
Hi. I'm Hector. I'm at Keiichi Okami. Pretty much everywhere. Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram. Hopefully Chatterbox doesn't follow me. And I'm gonna be playing Antonio Ramos.
Next, we have Rice.
Hello, I am Rice or Rice Cakes. I am completely very happy about this turn of events. You can find me on X or Twitter or Blue Sky. Instagram is just sitting photos of me, but on the others is where I post my art. So feel free to check that out.
Now, personally, I'm deeply offended that I don't have any art, but that might be because the
Well.
GM is fucking terrible at describing things, so hasn't sent you a description. But we
Listen,
all
it's
know
gonna come
that the
soon, it's
mascot
fine,
of this
no problem.
game and everyone's favourite character is me. Next, Blue, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Blue. You can find me on the internet under Sanguis Blue. I'm actually fine with Chatterbox following me. That's all good. I am playing Alessandra, aka Ace, and I'm in trouble.
And finally, our final victim of the evening, Alex.
Hey everybody, thank you for being a part of this. I'm Lex Wilson. My friends call me Alex. I use he, him pronouns, as does the character I'm playing, Asher, a teenager who is not afraid of Chatterbox, which is a reflection not of his high courage stat, but a low brains score.
That is absolutely correct. You have no idea what I have in mind for you today. But I will say, this is only one of my many machinations, my plans for you all. I am now going to tweet using this phone to tell people we're live because Callum forgot to do it before they went on live, so
Eldritch Horror's out here helping us with social media.
there we go. So, last time, 3 of our unfortunate young teenagers were zapped into an arcade machine. But let's go all the way back to the start so we can do a brief recap of the entire plot so far in this voice, which is going to be real easy to do. Our adventure opened with poor Charlie, who was killed by 2 lovers who were manipulated by my sibling, Desire. Charlie showed up at school where our 5 main characters were faced with the destructive power of the forest, which allowed Charlie to transform fellow student Mark into a zombie as well. And poor Antonio killed Mark in cold blood by throwing a chair and shattering everything within their poor frame. Jules ran away, realizing that maybe these things are after Jules, as Jules started the horrible rumor that caused these whole events to happen, and everyone else chased after them after one of these unfortunates made a deal with one of my other siblings, Ambition. The resulting conflict ended up with everyone on the side of a cliff, where Jules threw Charlie off the side of a cliff in a car. After the events of Session 1, in Session 2 our players travelled to Elsie's hideout, the abandoned theme park on the pier, where they had a chat with someone who thinks I don't know where they are. We'll get to them later. They had an interesting conversation about the nature of what is occurring, and then finally met us, the Pantheon from the Beyond, which consists of myself, my siblings, Desire, Ambition, who I've already mentioned. Then, of course, there is the creature who lives in the shadow of your mind and the corner of your eye. And, of course, the Witness. After that, in Session 3, everyone went back to school, trying to restore a sense of normalcy to their lives. And it seems we've lost one of our players, which is fine, because now the overlay is completely fucked. And now it's back, so it's fine. You know what? Everyone who didn't drop out the call, get an adversity point.
Hey.
And when we get pull Rice back. I will be taking an adversity point from them. This is the kind of thing you get when an Eldritch Horror runs your game. Anyway, in session 3, everyone went back to school and tried to find some sense of normalcy. Turns out, nothing is normal in this town. Alessandra, who had been stayed awake the whole evening because they didn't want to go to sleep, became the new football captain, and there were tryouts held for football, which ended up with Antonio, Jules, and Asher joining the team, because importantly, there is a game if you will survive till Friday against Badger Gate on Sea. That's the name of it. It's a really fucking stupid name. Whoever came up with that, it's a pain in the ass. Rice, I've got some great news for you. Because you dropped out the call and fucked up the overlay, you're losing an adversity point. This is serious. This is what I, Chatterbox, have decided. And then we had the introduction of Max, a very interesting young person, the cool goth kid, unlike Antonio, the uncool goth kid, who agreed to meet a couple of our lovely teenagers outside the abandoned old church. Meanwhile, Ace and Elsie went to the arcade and fell right into one of my many traps in this town. Getting absorbed into the arcade machine, Asher arrived along with Antonio. Asher tried to break into the arcade, which was very rude to do. You shouldn't be destroying public property. So I decided to bring Asher along as well. The doors burst open, and Antonio was allowed into the arcade with all the machines suddenly restarting. Meanwhile, Jules and Max discovered a cave on the side of the cliff where the mines are not. What this cave could be, who knows? But we start today's adventure with Elsie, Asher, and Ace opening their eyes.
Oh.
And you are in a world
my.
that you do not recognize. Above you, in bold letters, is insert coin to play. And before you stands myself. I'm now going to talk to you, the characters, rather than the players. Hello and welcome to my game. I'm so glad you could join me. I've been very excited for this all week. You are standing on a brown brick floor, basically, and surrounding you is just a sky. You look at your hands and you feel weird, like you start to focus your eyes on your hands and you realize that you are made of lots of tiny little bits or pixels. Now, the game is very simple. You will need 3 keys to enter the final room, and then you shall have a chance to escape with your lives. Does that sound fair? Elsie.
So, you said about, like, leaving with our lives? What happens if, you know, like, that doesn't happen? How do you leave?
What happens if you die in real life?
I don't think I want to answer that.
Well, if you die in real life, you die. If you die in a video game, you also die.
No, normally you die in a video game, you put some more coins in, you play again.
Well,
I like that. That's hopeful.
I can't see any coins of you three. I will loan
He's
you.
just gonna stop.
yeah, like,
I will loan you each a coin. And behind you appears giant coins the size of your back that slowly morph into your backs through your spine. You can feel the coin going through your back, almost like you're being cut open. And the coin sliding in. 1 life each. Now, if, unfortunately, one of you fails, I am feeling kind, for I have many more games planned. So, if one of you dies, but the other 2 make it out alive, I will allow you all to leave. If you all die, well, it's kind of self-explanatory, isn't it? Shall we start?
No, I'm good.
Elsa's just gonna whip the head round and just be like, "You can't just say that because they're gonna like kill us." And that's
Ace is gonna be like, "Oh, you're here. Where did you come from?"
I have no idea. I was with Jules, and then I came to warn you guys, or to come over and help out Jules, because Jules was taking a risk unnecessarily, and then it turns out I'm taking the risk unnecessarily. So yeah,
You came to the arcade.
I came to the arcade, and no one was there. It was empty. All the machines were off, so I did what any normal person would do, and I picked up a rock and I tried to bust through the window, and then I disappeared, and now I'm here.
Great.
So I'm worried about Jules, but now I'm more worried about me.
Do I still have the wrench?
So, as the game begins and the start button is pressed
By who?
by Chatterbox, me.
Oh, so you're playing. We're not playing. Go ahead.
Oh, no,
Show us
you
how
are
it's
the
played.
players.
Show
I
us how it's
just
played.
decided the game has
please.
started.
No, you go ahead. We'll watch you play first. That's fine.
You feel the world around you disappear, and you are in a empty space. And then you both feel and see at the same time, which is an odd sensation when it's this outer body weirdness. You see character intro screens for each of you. Ace, the ultimate athlete. Special weapon, wrench. Elsie, the ultimate mechanic. Special ability, very good at fixing things. Asher,
Yeah, that tracks.
and you find yourselves standing in a circular room with 6 doors. Surrounding this space that you are within is a swirling mass of darkness and red. The 6 doors, as you load in, and the world kind of pixelates for a minute before kind of becoming high definition. The doors turn into arcade machines. And in front of you are House of the Dead, Mortal Kombat, Tetris, Dance Dance Revolution, Crazy Taxi, and then the final machine is not an arcade machine, but a test of strength. The carnival hitting game. So while I leave you to make some decisions on which games you'd like to play, I am going to cut to our other participants. We'll start with Antonio, who has entered the arcade after the doors burst open. You can hear all of the conversations that have just happened via the arcade machines. And you can see all of it, all the screens on the arcade machines are showing your 3 friends / acquaintances standing in a circular room.
I'm gonna start like seeing if I can. I'm gonna go to one of the arcade machines. I'm like watching this in horror. I'm gonna fumble in my pocket and pull out a couple of quarters around the time that they're talking about the coins thing, and he's actually kind of panicking, and he puts a coin in the machine to try and pay for his friends.
Cool. You place the coin in, and it goes into the machine. I need you to roll me a flight of 6.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I've got my character sheet up on the roll 20. All right. You said a flight.
Yes.
Gosh. Okay. And then there's no modifiers to this, right? Just
Well, unless you have a character modifier.
no. I don't think I do. Oh gosh. How did it go? I got a. A 2.
The coin goes into one machine and flies out of another machine towards your back. And it cuts you along the top of your shoulder.
Oh. Okay. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So I run to another machine, a different machine, but I put in a quarter.
I need you to roll me a flight of 9.
Gotcha. And I'm spending an adversity point to make it a 9 because I rolled an 8.
Ooh.
You are ready this time for the coin. What you weren't expecting was that there was going to be lots of coins coming at you. As you won, barely, describe to me how you avoid this hail of coins coming towards you.
I duck like down onto the ground. Like I think some coins actually do hit me, but they don't cut me. They just sort of graze like off my character as I slam onto the ground, and I'm just like showered with all these coins. And I think I might have like, you know, some bruises and stuff, but I'm like really shaken as I'm like, okay, I tried twice. Third time is obviously not going to be a charm, but money. And then I just start shoving coins into my pocket. And I find the arcade screen that has the biggest screen, and I head over to it so I can get the best view of what's going on with my pockets full of quarters.
Yeah. I'm going to say that there's probably like a really cool racing game that has a big new screen, which is like not actually that big in today's standard. It's not like a massive big HD screen. It's like your average size monitor. And I think that when you sit down in the seat, you hear the voices inside the game a little clearer.
I know this sounds weird, but I'm going to listen like with like sweat pouring down my head, and then the moment that I see Chatterbox touch the start button, I'm gonna press the start button on this game. I'm not gonna put in a coin. I'm just gonna try and see. You know, I'm a teenager. I've watched too many horror TV shows. I'm like try, and then I just like hit the start button to see if anything happens and tits.
The screen changes. It all goes fuzzy, and one figure emerges. The mouth of Chatterbox appears on the screen. The fleshy, lipless mouth surrounded by the sharp white edge material that makes up the body of our favourite champion. Chatterbox. Well, it seems I have a captive audience. The doors closed shut on the arcade. Welcome, Antonio, to the show of the evening, starring your dear friends. Are you excited to watch them die?
Not particularly.
What if I encouraged you to stick around apart from, being locked into the arcade? What if I said you could help them?
I'm listening.
When the game resumes, while you're sat in that chair, you can communicate with your friends inside the game. They may need your assistance at some point. How does that sound? This is not a deal.
That
This
sounds
is
great.
simply an extra rule in my game.
When he says this is not a deal, I say, that sounds great.
Awesome! You will stay right there, and I'll let your friends know they have an eye in the sky. The screen returns to normal, and Chatterbox appears in the center of the room that the three of Ace, Asher, and Elsie are standing in. Good news, everyone! Oh, that you won't get that. That comes later. Don't worry. I have found your friend in the real world, Antonio. He is stuck in the arcade. So now you have another life that you're in charge of. If you don't make it out, the doors will never unlock. Starve to death in an arcade. It's kind of pathetic, don't you think? Anyway, while Antonio is sat in a certain chair, he'll be able to communicate with you. Give you some hints, advice. Because I think you're going to need it to have even a chance of surviving my game. Good luck. Disappears. You all hear a slight audio shift, probably suggesting that the connection between the four of you is now open.
Elsie's gonna turn sort of like on the spot and see if they can like see out of the glass.
If you look up into the top corner of the sky, you see a very small screen very far away, and through lots of digital lines, you see Antonio sat in a chair.
Elsie's gonna just like wave a little bit.
I'm really sorry, guys. I don't know. I can't leave you. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna get you out of here. I'm gonna figure it out, okay?
It's okay. There's three of us here. I mean, we can stick together. It's gonna be all right.
I don't know what to do about Jules. Asher, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about Jules. I just couldn't let you go alone.
I get it. Thanks. We're all... I don't know, man. This is pretty fucked up.
Speaking of
So-
Jules and Max are heading towards a cave on the bottom end of the left cliff of the town. You see in front of you a wooden door. Max goes to open it. Would you like to stop?
Jules is immediately going to grab his hand and be like, "Are you out of your damn mind? What do you think you're doing?"
Roll me a fight of 6.
Okay. Let's see here. That is exactly a 6.
You manage to grab Max's hand and stop them from opening the door. I don't know what you're talking about. This is like a fun adventure. Like, what? Like, do you not want to know what's in there?
Mate, okay, listen. How about we just fucking turn around, right? We wait for the other two, and then we just all go as a group.
Listen,
I mean,
I don't know what to tell you, but I think they aren't coming back for a while, if you know what I mean.
I shouldn't have said they're making out in the bush, should I? Okay.
I think they're
If we
way
are
beyond the
going-
point of making out in a bush.
Oh, so you see it too. I'm not the only one.
No, I think it's plainly obvious that one of them definitely likes the other.
Oh, thank fuck. Okay, I thought I was going crazy for a second, man.
But you're gonna need to test your gaydar, because I don't know if it's 2 ways.
You'd be surprised.
Well, listen, while they're having their fun, I think we could have a lot of fun in this cave. Not in that way.
Okay, I mean, hold on. Are you seriously suggesting we go into an abandoned cave with a random door on it? Does it not seem suspicious to you?
Everything in this town's suspicious.
Exactly.
I'm the local drug seller. Am I not suspicious too?
We both sell drugs. I am like the last person you should ask this.
If we're both suspicious individuals, this door, pretty normal.
We're not going very deep into that cave, you hear me?
Yeah, sure. Wanna hit?
Yeah, sure. And they're gonna take.
Max reaches out for the door, opens it after passing you the spliff, and inside you see a cave system, which are lit by little lanterns along the side. Well,
Isn't the miner's cave on the other side of town?
yeah, right? So this is something else, which means pirates.
How the hell did you reach the conclusion of pirates?
Because pirate coves are like a thing?
You're lucky you're on drugs.
Alright, fuck off. Starts walking in.
They go after. There's nothing they can do.
So as you travel down this cave system, you eventually reach what would seemingly appear to be a small pool which leads out into the ocean. So there's, in front of you is a large pool, and then there's another cave system which is deep water going out, which you assume goes to sea.
Huh.
Fucking told you. Pirates.
Since when the fuck do we have the budget for pirates?
I mean, old pirates, not new, but current pirates.
So what? This is gonna be like one of those fucking movies where the pirates come alive?
What? No, why would pirates come back to life? This is just what it was.
I mean, like skeletons, dumbass.
Where are you pulling skeletons from?
I don't fucking know, it's a pirate cove! Does it look like I've had to deal with pirate coves before? No.
Alright, fine, whatever. Doesn't look like there's much else here.
Jesus Christ.
They go over to the water's edge and touch the water. And nothing happens. They're just playing water. Sit, put their legs, they pull their trousers up and sit in the pool. Well, this was disappointing. I thought something would happen. Seemingly not. Jules, do you want to do anything?
What if we hit the arcade for no reason at all?
Arcade? No, that's not really my vibe.
Yes, but we might find someone there.
I'm just gonna hang out here if that's alright. Why don't you join me? Come join me in the water.
Jules is gonna look at the entrance of the cave,
It's still there.
then at the water, and they're just gonna fucking sigh, thinking that Asher and Antonio are probably on their way here with Elsie and Ace. They're just gonna sit down and take off their shoes and socks and pull up their pants to also sit by the water. Great.
Well, Jules, you and I, we have a little secret, don't we? I know all about the deal you made so long ago. But you don't know the full extent of it, do you?
Jules is just gonna look around confused. Where the voice is
I
coming
am gonna
from.
need you to roll me grit 10, and you can use your extra d4.
Good. Okay. Let me check what my grit is actually. La la la. Okay, that is easy. Easy. Okay. If I don't make this, then it means something is wrong. That's a nat 20.
Luckily for you, the dice seem to be in your favor, because as you enter the water, you notice that you are giving off an electrical charge.
Jules is going to immediately just legs out.
As you do so, the charge fades, and as you touch the water, there is no more electrical current going through your body. Well done, you saved Max from yourself.
Jules is just gonna brush it off, pretend like nothing has happened, and be like, well, I think the water is a little bit too cold for me.
Well, I can think of some ways that we could change that. Eyebrow raised.
Jules is gonna look at him like he grew a second head.
Alcohol.
They're then going to squint and do this and be like, "You know me way too well," and they're gonna.
With that lovely scene, and nothing could have possibly gone wrong, we're going to cut back to my world. Hello, players. Decided what games you'd like to play?
Are we playing them together, or are you trying to separate us?
Chatterbox reappears in the center of the room to explain the fucking rules of this game. One-player arcade machines. You enter a game, you win, you get a key, you lose, you die. Simple as.
I wouldn't mind taking Tetris.
Of course. After you.
Elsie's gonna look back to the two and just sort of go, "This is a good idea. This is a good idea," and then just sort of, "Do it. It'll be fine. Like, there's no monsters in Tetris." And then is gonna just sort of like jupe off.
As you reach the Tetris machine, the world shifts again for everyone. Elsie, for you, you feel thrown up into the air, and in front of you, you see the Tetris board. Asher and Ace, however, you find yourself standing in a big, empty space. But if you look up, you notice
Oh no.
blocks falling towards you.
Oh no. Hey, buddy. Consider this football practice, okay? Fast feet.
Uh-oh.
Antonio, you see that there are two Tetris boards, one being played by Elsie, the other being played by someone else. Elsie, I'm going to need
Chatterbox can't even follow his own rules. Jeez, he was supposed to be a single-player game. What a dick.
I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna say, Elsie, you're competing against someone else.
One player game.
No, you're not playing Tetris alone. You're going head to head. You need to focus. I will let you know how far your competitor is going.
Can you is there like a plug in the machine? Could you not mine. Don't touch mine.
Can I actually, I'm gonna immediately, recklessly leap out of the chair, go to the other machine where the second screen is, and be like,
all the machines are the same.
Oh, they're all the same. Okay. I think about doing that, and then I realize, there's this scene where my character looks and the camera kind of pans around, and all of the screens are, and then I sit back down. I'm like, Elsie, the game is on every screen, and I don't think I can unplug every machine.
Okay.
I will coach you as best as I can. I just need you to know, you're not only competing against yourself, you're competing against someone else.
Elsie, I would like you to roll me a brains check against my brains check,
I don't like that.
which we're going to say was an 8.
Okay.
This is fine. This is fine. That's fine. Brains check. This is fine. That's an 8.
Antonio, you watch as the game is rather competitive. It is almost even. Asher and Ace, as you run around trying to avoid the blocks, you suddenly realize as Asher is crushed by a set of blocks, he appears on top of the blocks. You have nothing to fear from the falling blocks crushing you.
What? mean, it still
You
crushes.
assume that I couldn't get out of the way.
Well, eventually you have no choice, right? Unless you're climbing
Yeah,
up
it
a
fills up
giant
the
block.
bottom.
Like the point is to fill the thing up, right? But as you so you realize that if a block drops on you, you just teleport above it.
For now.
So the thing that you're fearing is not the blocks coming down; it's you going up. Because as you see the top of, you look up and you see the top of the box. It's filled with knives and spikes.
Seems like a Willy Wonka reference, which tells me the Chatterbox must be a big Tim Burton fan. Inside joke for the group.
Well,
Inside
fortunately for you, Tim Burton already died in this reality, so he was saved from his shite movies. You can take that to be Callum or Chatterbox's opinion. That's up to you. I can neither prove nor disprove either. So yeah, with that draw, I'm gonna say we're gonna roll again.
I love that.
11.
Okay, this is fine. Everything's fine. That's a 15.
Oof. Smashed it.
You win. Do you want to describe how you outsmart your opponent? I don't know if you know the rules of Tetris. Competitively.
I've started playing it lots recently. Elsie is gonna sort of, because I imagine this is something that they will sit and play a lot. You just sort of see them in screensaver mode, just plink plonking the buttons a lot. Is trying to worm a path to the bottom for sort of Asher and Ace to follow. And they're just gonna sit there and just kind of try and keep lining things up, but no matter what they do, try and keep a line and then fill it, keep a line,
Yeah.
then fill it, keep a line, then fill it.
So, it's at this moment, Antonio, you look at the screen and you notice that on the other Tetris board is someone also running about being shifted up by blocks. You don't know who they are. And Elsie, you also see as the screen fills up that other person is running around like Asher and Ace are. And you don't recognize them. And as you successfully clear successful like combos of blocks, the other side fills up faster and faster and faster until it reaches the final line where that little person, you see the spikes drop down, impaling them. And their blood leaks down, covering the whole screen with blood. You win! Congratulations!
Who there was, and they're just gonna point.
Oh, yes! Single player because your opponent has already been chosen.
That was just a simulation, right? That
You can say whatever would help you sleep at night. Now I'm going to give you 2 rewards. The first is the first key you'll need for the final room. Chatterbox appears in front of you. Large, edged, white material that makes up their long body. And in their hand of fingers that are all separate, with no palm, they hand you a copy of Halloween on VHS.
Elsie just kind of isn't even really looking, just sort of like, Joe, like if you're talking to somebody on the phone and you hand them something and they just take it without really looking, just kind of takes the key. That that wasn't someone else, right? That was. I mean, there's only us. There's.
Her name was Chelsea.
I don't get what you mean.
The person you killed.
She's just kind of gonna stare at the screen for a minute.
Don't feel bad. It was between her and your friends.
She's still someone, though.
Yes, that is true. But, survival of the fittest. Kill or be killed.
That's not how it works.
It is in my world. And you are in my world.
She just sort of keeps looking over and is gonna try and find a way to get to the others. Just sort of walk straight away from Chatterbox.
Chatterbox appears in front of you again. Don't run, my dear. You'll get used to it. We have such fun, you and I. I want to give you your second prize. A preview. A future that is open to you if you only take my hand and join with me. And you feel as if your mind is being taken elsewhere. And the others don't see this.
I don't. Do I see it on the screen?
You see
Or, like,
Elsie standing with Chatterbox, and that's all you see. And you are taken to a live and restored pier arcade. And Chatterbox is now at your size. Come! Follow me! And leads you out of the arcade and onto the pier, where the whole amusement park is open and restored. And there are people enjoying themselves. And you know who brought this all to be? You did! This is your amusement park! And kind of points over to a slightly older you, standing in the management's office, looking over their park. This could all be yours, if only you joined with me.
It's not real. This is made up. This is what you're imagining. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it myself.
Would you like to look through the illusion?
I know what's behind it. It's empty teacups and a building that barely stands, and it's electricity that doesn't work all the time because I fixed it.
I would like you to roll me a brains of 10.
That was great. Ignore me. Brains. That's a 7.
If you would like, you can spend some adversity to get that up. If you don't have enough.
I have 4. So can I? Is that spending 3 adversity?
That is spending 3.
You know what? I'll treat myself.
The image shudders and changes. And what you see is still a live amusement park. But no one seems to be leaving through the gates. People are coming in, but no one leaves. You look around and you see that some of the people are going round and round and round on those teacups, it'll stop and no one will move. People will come onto the teacups, but people won't get off the teacups. And you see the most recent couple go onto the teacups as they sit and put their hands on the center ring. They try to move their hands and they can't. And the ride starts up again. And as you look closer, you can see the people on the teacups are all screaming in terror. And then in the next second, they're laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing, tears rolling down their eyes of laughter. And as you look through every ride, you see the same thing again. People do not choose when they get off the ride. Once you enter this amusement park, you cannot leave. This is not an amusement park for them. It is an amusement park for you and your friend Chatterbox. You see inside the maze of mirrors where a young couple are running through, chasing each other, when suddenly one turns a corner and sees a reflection of themselves that launches out of the mirror, grabs them and shoves them through the glass. In the haunted house, an axe swings above the car as it goes round the haunted attraction. It looks like it is far above the heads of the people riding it. And as it gets near, it drops down, decapitating the people on the amusement ride, and then going back up. The car makes it to the end, comes out of the haunted mansion, and the bodies are gone.
Ooh, okay. Elsie is like streaming with tears at this point. She built this, or she was part of this amusement park from being very, very small. She's gonna look towards the House of Mirrors and look for like if there's a rock on the ground or anything that's been left behind, like any old building work, anything grabbable. Overarm launch it at the House of Mirrors.
As you pick up a nearby stone and throw it, the vision all fades, and you're back in the room of the circle with the 6 arcade machines, back with Asher and Ace. Chatterbox is gone.
She just like swipes at the air anyway, just for good measure. And she's gonna sort of fix her face.
Are you okay? You've been crying?
Yeah, we didn't see the part about somebody dying, right? Ace and I?
Oh, you heard that.
We did
we?
Okay.
You didn't hear the second prize.
Got it.
Cool.
No, it's fine. It's I mean, we can't fix it, can we? I mean, we're not gonna get stuck here. We're gonna fix this, and we're gonna stop it, and it's all gonna be fine.
Yeah, we didn't know. You didn't know. There's no way you could have known. It's not your fault.
I feel like everything's planned. We should have known that something was gonna happen.
There's no way we could have known this.
There's not much we can do while we're here.
No, I guess not. We move to the next one?
Yes, please do move on to the next one. Tell me which game one of you would like to play, because we have reached the hour mark, which is where I believe you humans are meant to take a break because of your bodily functions. And I suppose I've had my fun. Callum needs to return to their body, so I will be leaving you during the break. And Callum can take over the rest of the stream. Well, it's been a pleasure. Now, before we leave for the break, could you tell me which game someone would like to play?
I've got a counter proposal, and we can talk about it after the break.
Fine! Enjoy your break. Bye-bye, everyone.
You made him mad.
Hello,
This one
everyone.
has wolf.
We are back, and I'm here. Sorry about Chatterbox taking over my body like that. I had to go and sort something out in a different place, and then my body was left behind. And Chatterbox, it's a whole thing. Don't worry about it. I'll put more security place in so that doesn't happen again. But we are still back with this story. And Asher had an alternative offer to playing the game, and I'm not Chatterbox, so I'm on your side, but I would like to hear this.
Yeah. So I'm not going to propose we don't play the game because I'm sure Chatterbox would not be up for that and not prepared for that and is a coward. But I imagine
you could not play the game, and I can kill you all.
I imagine Elsie and Ace were in the same American Lit class as I was in the last semester, and we probably read Great Gatsby, Grapes of Wrath, Tom Sawyer, and Scarlet Letter. So we learned that Americans are really rich, really poor, really racist, and really religious. But what we also learned was in Tom Sawyer, there's a story about the picket fence. And so I'm hoping that they'll follow my lead with this. If that's not a reference that the players understand, hopefully that's the one that just assume the characters do. So, to Chatterbox. First of all, I want to thank you for that experience. I love video games. I love playing video games. I love watching people play video games. I've been doing it forever. But I have never had such an amazing, exhilarating entertainment experience as being inside the video game. And like my whole life up till now, I feel like I've been a poser. I've been a loser. I've been a coward for having never experienced it myself, never having taken the risk myself. And I'd like to give that to you, Chatterbox. So what I want to propose is that we play Mortal Kombat, you and I, but you are inside the machine, putting yourself at risk. And in return, I want 2 keys, because we need 3, right? I want 2 keys, but what I'll put up is that I'll betray ambition for you if I lose. This is going to be fun for everybody, especially you. And
I'm gonna need a charm check. I'm gonna need a charm check.
So bad.
Of 12.
Okay.
If you have a D20 in charm, which I don't think you do, you could halve it. And because I'm going to say this is prepared because you had a good speech ready, you could halve it and spend 2 adversity points to get to 12. But if you do not have a D20, I don't think you can make it that way. So roll whatever your charm is, and you've got to get to 12.
Two. Actually, wait, hang on. 3.
3.
I deeply appreciate the effort. It would make making to the final room a much quicker process for everyone, and be so much more enjoyable to do this hands-on. Unfortunately, what you don't know is that you're being played against another team, and I have a balance to keep. Every member of their team also has the same deal that you are in. 1 coin each, 1 life each. They all die. They don't get to leave.
The deal you made with us is that it was single player, and you've already violated that deal.
No. I said
No,
it's
you're making
one
this
of
up as you're
you
going along.
against
No, you're making
the
this up as you
system.
go along.
Please, Asher,
No,
please
no.
be quiet. Please.
Mortal
I'm gonna be
Kombat,
okay,
was
yeah.
it?
I'm okay, Antonio. Ambition's not going to let me die.
And the world around shifts, and Ace and Elsie feel thrown back into the sky. Asher, you find yourself on a stone ground inside of an arena. You suddenly realize that your feet are planted to the ground in a way that you can only move in two directions. And in front of you is a photo man. So you can tell that this is a picture of a man dressed in a yellow ninja outfit. And you're very clearly inside of Mortal Kombat. Okay then. Okay. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to say you need to roll me a fight of 15. Above the table, I rolled a 20, so I'm being real nice.
I can't even make it with my adversity points.
Ooh.
Fail.
How much do you fail by? What's the number?
Without using adversity points, I fail by 11. I can get it up to I can get it up to 11. I failed a lot. I've got a lot of adversity points, but not that many.
Okay. Asher, before you know it, you hear 3, 2, 1, fight! And you are battered by this photorealistic man who comes at you, throws like a chain which has a hook in it that gets you, and you feel it rip into your shoulder as you're pulled towards them. Punched into the air, you're juggled as much as all original Mortal Kombat will let you do. And by the end of the first round, you're absolutely buggered. It reaches round 2, and you're like, oh, the health bar's regened, but I still feel like garbage. Like, I think I've got broken bones, if I still have bones. And you most definitely do. And as the game second round begins, you are out of it. And just once again battered and thrown about. And you feel, as the end of the second round, you're starting to feel dizzy. And you're stuck in place. Finish him! The command sequence is placed in properly. You feel as if your chain has been thrown through your heart. You're pulled towards the character. He rips off his mask. You see a skull who breathes fire, and you were burnt to a crisp. Asher disappears.
Antonio starts punching the sides of the screen and emits a spine-tingling scream with like tears streaming down his face. And then when he disappears, he just sort of freezes for a moment. Like, and that's all like the y'all hear. It's just the scream. Like, you didn't know that sound could come out of Antonio. And Antonio just sort of like trips out of the machine and is like on their hands and knees, just sort of sobbing. And then with determination, I'm storming towards the back area and I'm trying to find the power switch.
Great. Just for Ace and Elsie, as the game ends and you return to the central room, Asher is not there. But what you do see is a coin broken in half on the floor with Asher's face on it. It's a 1-1 going into round 3. I believe if we're going in turns, Ace, it is your turn. But before you decide on what game you'd like to play, I'm going to give you some time to make your decision. Antonio, you go to the power switch, or you try and get into the back room. The door is locked. And leaning up against the wall next to you is Chatterbox, who has shrunk to a normal size and is wearing the uniform of someone who works in the arcade around their weird body. So it's like hovering over the massive gaps. This area's off limits. I need you to turn around and go back towards the arcade machines, please.
Yeah, just like falls down and like just on the floor, and it's like skirting like, you know, the horror like butt scoot back, like just absolutely like utterly terrified.
The costume falls off and they grow to their normal size, towering over you on the floor. Now, Antonio, I have most definitely killed Asher. But I can always give him back if you win my contest.
I just sort of very closely like stand up, and maybe the audience, if there's an audience, is like screaming like punch him in the face, you know, something, and then he just like sort of like something kind of breaks, and he just very quietly, like face still covered with like, you know, tears, like sits shaking down into the chair, his eyes like kind of darting at the corner to try and keep like Chatterbox's like form like in his line of vision, and then concentrates. Ace, can you hear me? Ace?
Can I hear them?
Yes.
Yeah?
I really need you to win.
Well, I wasn't really planning on dying today.
You're really strong. Maybe you should do the strength game.
You feel a hand, or the bone-like fingers of Chatterbox reach your shoulder, Antonio. Listen, I can tell you're deeply upset by what has happened here tonight, and I feel like it's only fair that with the loss of your dear beloved Asher, that I give you a hint. Your radio is your only link to the outside world, and I think you might need a little bit of information from the outside world in the final puzzle. So I would get on that horn and ask for someone on the outside to come and help you. You're already one player down. You don't want to lose an advantage you could gain by bringing in someone else, do you?
Right.
Let me help. And you feel as if they kind of, that hand that's on your shoulder goes into your body and reaches into your arm and grabs the radio. Your other hand feels the same as like the fingers of the other arm reach into your body and puppet you and turn the radio on. And as they say words, you say them. Jules, I need your help. Please. I can't explain. Asher's dead. You've got to get to the arcade. Now. Jules, you do hear that radio message. So does Max.
You are looking awful. You 2-bit Saturday morning X-Men cartoon villain. And he screams that like 4 or 5 times louder than I did because I don't want to blow out people's microphones.
Jules, you receive this message, and Max is like, "What was that?"
Fuck a million times. Max, I'm going. I'm fucking, I knew it. I fucking knew it. Something happened. Something obviously has happened. Something always happens. Uh, Thanks for the hit. You are high on drugs at the moment. Just forget any of this happened. I'm gonna go.
Do you need help?
We're far beyond that point.
Okay then. Enjoy yourself. I'm just gonna hang here. I'll see you at school. Bye, Jules.
I also suggest another thing. You might not want to hang out here if you don't want to end up like him.
Wait, Ash is actually dead?
Possibly?
No. You gotta tell me what's going on.
It's a very complicated story, and you're not gonna believe anything I say.
If
And I
I'm
don't mean
losing
lately-
business, I need to know why.
Shut up! I'll bite twice. Just.
So you're not gonna tell me what's going on? That's fine, you know.
It's because if I tell you, you're gonna be in danger, and I mean like mortal danger. As in like you could lose your business type of danger. Because you'd be 6 feet under.
What is life without a little danger, you know?
I mean, as in like you're not going to be laying on the graves. You're gonna be in the graves, my guy.
I've been in them too.
Ew. That's not sanitary. But I can also see you doing it.
You can join me next time if you want.
I would rather not. I feel like he would bury me alive.
Yeah?
See?
Go off and run to your little friends. I'm sure whatever game you're playing is real fun. Oh, you're not playing Dungeons and Dragons in your basement, are you?
I do not.
Thank God, I thought you really were lame for a second there.
You think I'm fucking lame?
Yeah. Sorry,
At
have
least
you
it's
seen
neutral.
yourself?
Listen, it's a way of coping. And I'm pretty sure you haven't heard of it from the way you look.
Listen, we all cope in different ways. Some of us cope by being good at life. Others cope by realizing they're bad at life and dressing up like you're out of the 80s that doesn't exist.
At least cars don't hit me when I drive.
Didn't... Anyway. Go to your friends. I'm sure I'll be fine here.
Alright, if you say so, but if I find you dead, don't come hunting me, please.
Oh, I can't wait to haunt you.
Ugh. Yikes. And then they're just gonna...
Bye. Don't get eaten by the boogeyman.
It's not the boogeyman I'm worried about!
Yeah, so do you get on your bike and head up to the arcade?
Yep.
Cool. I think during that time, Ace, have you decided on a game?
Yes.
Great.
Here we go.
She's just gonna look at the coin, and then she's gonna look at Elsie, and she's gonna be like, "Okay, play to our strengths. You were good at Tetris, so I'm gonna go with Dance Dance because you know I can move."
I'm getting a little bit of audio feedback from somewhere. Does anyone know where it's?
It's from Rice.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Dance Dance Revolution it is. So you step onto the dance platform and the stage shifts and you are standing in front of a live crowd inside of a giant arena with a band around you. I am going to need you to roll me a 5 charm, please.
Oh no, I did not think it was going to be charm.
As you can see, all the games are set to different stats.
I was really hoping this one would be the one I was hoping it was, and not charm. Ugh, terrible. What did I need to get? A 5?
A 5.
Okay.
Because dance isn't just about reaction. I know that for mechanically, Dance Dance Revolution is a game of reacting with your feet. But in the world of the arcade, it is also about being able to dance. And I think that's a charm. What would you have liked it to have been?
Flight, because it was about movement. And speed.
Okay, I will let you have that, but I will have to roll again and
Okay.
and roll something and like see if that's I get what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Flight of 7.
Okay.
Chatterbox wouldn't have let you have that, so you're lucky that you have me.
Okay. I'm gonna have to spend some adversity to get up to 7, but I can get 7.
Cool. You manage to keep up with the game just enough. Like you miss once or twice. It is not entertaining to watch. The crowd are like, what? It wasn't very entertaining, but it was mechanically correct for Dance Dance Revolution. So yes, after a quite average performance with no flair, Chatterbox appears in front of you. That was fucking boring.
I'm just playing the game.
Spirit of the game. Spirit of the fucking game. Here, have your fucking VHS tape. And you receive Friday the 13th on VHS.
That's amazing that you were still able to dance with your grief at losing Asher. I just wanted to.
Oh wow.
It was more of a stop.
That's why it wasn't
Yeah,
charm.
yeah.
Stop.
That's why, literally, there was no pizzazz whatsoever.
Yeah, just like I
It's a
hit the
grief
arrows
bop.
on the beat.
That
Now-
one cousin when I played Just Dance with them.
Now, what could I offer you, Ace? What could I possibly give you as an additional prize? I can give you glory. And again, this is only something that Ace sees. And it's Friday night. And it's the big game against Badgergate on Sea. The team is all ready to go on this in their positions for the football game. You, Ace, are at the front with the ball, and Chatterbox is standing on the sidelines in a coach hat with a whistle. You got this, champs! Ace, do you want to be the best?
I am the best.
I knew we'd get along. And I'm going to let you show the whole world just how great you are. And we see a sequence where you go from the school pitch to a large stadium, and a different stadium, and a different stadium, and a different stadium. And we go from place to place until eventually we reach a time where the Women's League is on TV and you're on the England team. This would be your crowning achievement. Performing in front of all these people around the world, showing that you are the very best.
Okay, this is a DM question,
Yeah,
not a Chatterbox question.
yeah.
When I am seeing people who are watching, are my parents watching, or are they not in this vision?
Could you roll me a grit of 6, please?
That's a nat 1, baby.
You see, almost as if you asked Chatterbox, not the DM, a glowing vision of your parents looking proudly.
Cool.
There's something like they're in the big box of all the big celebrities. Like David Beckham is standing next to them. You don't know who that is yet, but that is who is next to them, right? It's like other celebrities, and your parents are just watching in the box. You in the field, proudly watching on.
Okay. Up until that point, she's been a bit like, yeah, I guess. But when she realizes her parents are there and watching, she suddenly like looks at Chatterbox and is like, and what do I have to do for you?
Well, I think we can have that conversation in private another time.
Okay.
I will make your parents the proudest on the planet. And in return, I'm going to spoiler that and talk to you about it between sessions.
Cool.
So we don't know if you took the deal or not, but there is a deal on the plate that I want to talk with you privately about because it's very saucy. Great. You return, and you and Elsie are back. As Jules, you arrive at the arcade. The doors are locked. Antonio, I think you can kind of hear Jules arrive on their bike.
Jules would full on throw the fucking bike on the ground to get to the arcade because this seems like huge deep shit. So they'd look around for a way to get in, and he and Asher shared the fucking same brain cell, a rock in a window.
Is the window still smashed in? Because I remember I smashed in the window with my
The
boots,
window healed itself.
and then
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So you go to do that, and what do you like throw a rock or something, and then the hand of Chatterbox grabs it out of the air, and he's standing before you holding the rock. What is it with you kids and public property? You keep on breaking shit.
You're supposed to be the one that is like fun. Don't you like a little bit of vandalism? They say.
I
Just
am having a
fucking-
lot of fun right now. I've already got one of you dead, and it's the one that my brother made a deal with. So I'm one up on him. It's a fucking heyday.
It is not a heyday. I told you this because I am sure that there is something there that you have promised, isn't there? There must be something, like a fucking. Wait to undo this.
I guess I'll have to explain the rules to you. Welcome, Player 5, to Chatterbox's Ultimate Game Experience! Welcome!
That's
The rules are
stupid.
simple. Each player has one life. They die, they die. Apart from if their team makes it to the end, I'll bring them back to life. A team which makes it to the end of 3 different games with 3 keys enters the final room, in which they are given a chance to escape. Currently, we have Ace and Elsie inside the game, Antonio sat as their eye in the sky, and you on the outside. You are the eye in the sky for the eye in the sky. Triple eyes.
Why am I on the outside? Why not someone else?
Listen to me. If you want to go in, you can go in, but if you do not think I did not warn you that you will be useful on the outside.
Fine. I'm gonna stay out. Fine.
Fucking use your radio, it's why it's there.
And they're just gonna take it out.
I can take the batteries if you want, and then you'll really be fucked.
Jules is gonna debate a little bit, but they're not gonna say anything else.
Imagine this, Jules. Right now, you're safe. If your friends die, I only take 4 of them. You're left alive. So really, right now, it's safer that you do not enter the arcade. You can still help, but you'll be safe.
If it means I can get 4 of them out, just even if only 3 of them out, it's fine.
I'm glad we understand each other. So now, I'm gonna soup up your radio as a little gift. You'll be able to talk to those in game. Those of them are still alive, of course. Merry Christmas. Disappears.
It's not even fucking Christmas.
So yeah, everyone else hears that. Everyone hears it's not even fucking Christmas coming in through the radio.
Oh, Jules, are you here?
Yeah, I am locked outside by this fucking grinning puppet, muppet,
Yeah,
whatever you want to call it.
I know I sent you a message, but it was... You really don't want to come in here. It's probably a bad idea, but we have to play the game to get our friends out.
So as you're all in this radio call now, I'm going to let you spend adversity as if you were a unit of 5, right? In the same space.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to spend adversity to help other people, you can do so. Or if you have an ability that allows you to help, you're able to. Above table, it's really useful for one of you to be on the outside because there's a puzzle coming up that if you don't know the answer to, you need someone to go and find the answer for. There are 2 puzzles I have planned that probably might make it to the next session because I've realised how long it's taken us to get to this point. But it is going to be really useful for one of you to be on the outside. But you can all communicate now. But we are still in the problem where you have 1 key left to get in order to make it to the final room. We'll cut back to Elsie and Ace in the arcade world. do either of them want to step forward to try on one of the other games?
Have you played any of the other games?
I think I've done a couple of them. I could try. Maybe the Crazy Taxi one?
Do you want to make a brains check to see if you can figure out what qualities might be useful in each of the games?
Yes! How the line caller, brains check.
Yeah, give me a brains check. You roll it, alright? And depending on how high you get, depends on how many of the games you figure out.
The 17.
Okay.
Wow.
By logic, the logic dictates that House of the Dead and Mortal Kombat are both fight checks.
Mm-hmm.
Tetris was brains. Dance Dance Revolution was flight/charm. Crazy Taxi is probably either flight or grit. And Test of Strength is probably brawn.
Okay.
And you can't replay games. So like the Tetris and Mortal Kombat arcade machines shattered into pixels.
Okay.
Wow.
Did you have Radio Shack in the UK around this time?
Hmm?
Did you have Radio Shack?
No? Question?
Okay.
Oh,
I
I bet-
recognize it.
Because I bet Elsie would have hung out. Like, that's where you buy all, like, the weird parts and, like,
like
electronics.
electric
Oh,
parts.
yeah.
Yeah.
But around this time, they started, like, trying to sell video games because they were, losing customers because fewer people were
Yeah.
tinkerers. So you might have had this crossover. Like, I know video games just at that time. Anyway,
HMV.
From the Dead, the voice.
That's what this is. It's HMV. It's the same equivalent as HMV.
Oh, I've never heard of HMB. Okay. All right.
Oh. Yeah, LC 10 out of 10. You'd have to crowbar her out of somewhere like that. So kind of look around the room. I could maybe do House of the Dead.
Really?
I mean, I scrap with people sometimes. I don't mean to, but like it happens sometimes.
Oh, I see. No, sorry. I thought I was just like, it's not
Oh.
really your vibe. Like, it's not your kind of game normally. So, like, I just assumed you'd never played it.
I like scary things.
Okay.
I like sci-fi, but I like scary things sometimes, occasionally, sometimes. Yeah.
And a scale from 1 to we're fucked. How well do you think you're gonna do?
Like moderately
That's-
fucked.
That's not okay. That's not good.
Ace, maybe. Could you play House of the Dead? Can you?
You're speedy though. You could try Crazy Taxi. You're like, there's less zombies.
If I may intervene here, am I
Hello?
am I allowed to help because I know some of the cheats in House of the Dead?
The way that they play these games and control them is like through their mind, so you're not sure like the cheat codes would actually work.
Dang it! Thank you. Can I make Antonio push the cheat buttons in order to give Elsie stuff in game? I'm trying.
No,
No.
I tried. I tried.
that's not the spirit of the game.
I tried. Listen, I'm trying to save some.
Jules' a spirit.
Okay. Okay. If you're only moderately confident of the zombie game, then I'll go for Crazy Taxi, and then if I die, I die, but then you've still got a chance of winning with the zombie thing. but I'm like more confident in my chances than you going for moderate. You get what I mean?
I do, but I don't want anything to happen to you.
It's happening. We're in it.
Are you certain? Like 10 out of 10.
We've both won one. And I don't know, going off your thoughts on the games? Sure. Let's go Crazy Taxi.
Okay.
Great. So
You say great.
I need
but
you
your
to
face
roll
is
me
not saying great.
a flight or grit, your choice, of 5.
Okay.
For context, no, I won't tell you just in case you fuck this up.
5, yeah?
Yep.
16.
Great. Yeah. Fucking nail it. You're driving around. Fine. Hello, Raiders. Thank you for the raid. You've joined us as Ace is playing some Crazy Taxi in a horrible virtual reality arcade machine by an evil eldritch spirit, and also one of the party members has died. So it's all good. Yeah, you absolutely nail it. You
I used grit.
yeah, you go around the you nail all of the timings of all the deliveries. You smash through all the items. You're fine. You come out to the other end, and you're back in the room that you started in with a copy of Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Okay.
The final key. Now, as you kind of realize that, in the center of the room opens up a vision, right? And in the center of the vision is someone else playing Crazy Taxi. And the car stops. And while you were playing, you were kind of in the driver's seat. So they stop, and the person in the other end of the person who's driving the other car is launched out of the front window of the car, smashing through all the glass, their body hitting like the wall of a nearby building and crumpling to the ground.
Can I get out of my car?
You're already back in the normal room. This was just shown to you.
No.
And I didn't tell you how you killed someone in Dance Dance Revolution, did I?
No.
So we've shown a clip of someone else dancing on Dance Dance Revolution, and
Okay.
as they are stamping on all the points, they start like becoming spikes when they stand on them. So like they step on it, spike goes through their leg and then goes out, and they keep dancing, and another spike, thump, 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 and it keeps on happening until it comes to the end of the dance and they just collapse with loads of holes of blood running down their legs. Welcome to the horror game, guys. Sorry, should have warned the raiders that
The
this is what
raid,
it is.
yeah. Just body horror.
That's what.
Anyway, and then you see a final vision where Stevie Evil, the
Evil Steve.
is stood in a room similar to yours, alone, and Chatterbox appears, this large figure made of kind of white, sleek slits of material that could be bone or paper, and it kind of never sure between the two. All of his body parts are long, elongated slices of this material with a mouth, which is a box of that material, but also a fleshy mouth with no lips and sharp teeth, who stands in front of Stevie. You lose!
Stevie!
Time to pay the price. Puts their fingers into Stevie's body and slowly tears them apart, piece by piece, and then like picks up like a sliver of of what was Stevie and places it into their mouth and begins to consume the remains of Stevie. You know intrinsically the people that you were facing against was Stevie's family. The evil family has been wiped out.
What was the name of the person in Dance Dance?
So we had Martin in Dance Dance and Susan in Crazy Taxi. So that was Stevie's younger sister Chelsea, his dad Martin, and his mum Susan. Were all pulled into this game, and now Stevie has died as well because his team failed in the game. And we enter the final room. We load again into somewhere else, and now we are in a room. Someone's room. There is... So yeah, you kind of load in, and you find yourself in what is basically a L-shaped room. The door is behind you. It is locked. Straight in front of you, the room curves to your left, right? So you see the back wall, but there is space to the left after a little bit of wall, so that the L shape is clear. Does that make sense? Great. To your left, on the wall before the turn of the corner, is 2 seats and a table. To your right is a bed, and at the far end of the bed is a small table. Directly ahead of you on the back wall is a calendar. If you were to walk forward into the room to where you can see round the corner of the L, there is a chest, which appears locked, a desk with a chair with a computer on it. The walls are like... You can see that they're nice, like they are decorated walls, but on the corners you see metal lining, which kind of suggests that you might be on some kind of ship. And this is a cabin inside of a ship, is the suggestion. And Ace and Elsie, you're in this room. Antonio, you can see the layout of this room. On Antonio's end, you also see at the bottom of the screen an inventory screen.
I'm looking at the inventory.
It's currently empty.
Inventory?
It's currently empty. The wrench has finally disappeared, by the way, Ace. The wrench is gone. Not that it came up. If you'd gone into Mortal Kombat, I would have given you a wrench to fight with. So that is what is in front of you. Which characters are familiar with video games of the era? Yeah.
I think Elsie spends a lot of time at the arcade.
Who owns a personal computer? Okay.
That's why Elsie spends all of the time at the arcade.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think Elsie,
My dad has one for work, but he doesn't let me use it.
Yeah, I think Antonio, Elsie, and Jules, you might click on to what's happening here. You're in a point-and-click adventure game.
Yeah, I think you guys are playing like King's Quest or something, or maybe Alone in the Dark.
Oh, no. you are playing something a lot more advanced than that. In fact, I brought this inspired from the future. Chatterbox is around again. Kind of appears in front of all of you. This is the final round. The game is simple. Seek a way out. And as the words appear in front of you. Good luck.
I thought the rules were that we play the game, we get 3 keys, we get out.
You get 3 rooms to the final room, and then you get a chance to play your way out. So, what you're in, above table, you're in an escape room.
Oh no.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. I'm gonna use one of my powers, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I would like to spend the 1 adversity point I have left, to activate intuitive.
Mm-hmm.
And the question I'm going to ask, I can ask my surroundings, an NPC, or the like. The GM must answer honestly. I'll take a big swing. What is the solution? What is the most direct solution to this escape room?
Okay, it's a multi-step puzzle that involves.
It's a multi-step.
It's a multi-step puzzle with multiple like elements that will require a lot of work. I think the most direct path to finding the puzzles and solving them is to examine everything in the room. If this was a point-and-click adventure game, right? Or what do you do when you go into a room in a point-and-click adventure game? You check everything. And
everything.
Yeah, so that's your first step, right? And then you will eventually find the first thing to solve. Now, you have 3 VHS tapes. So they are keys to this room, but they were not keys to open the door. They are something to do with this room. So I would say the most direct way to solve the first puzzle is what do the DVDs relate to in this room?
Okay, so this is a point-and-click adventure. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna put in a Discord chat a picture of the room that I drew in my notebook.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to compare it to mine.
Don't mind the bottom right corner. That is me trying to cover up spoilers because I also have all the solutions on the same page.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But it has been covered up. Does that make sense to picture?
Yeah. And
okay.
I totally got it right off the description. So well done.
Yeah! I spent a good while thinking about these puzzles. I was inspired by the Roll for Good stream that happened over the weekend because the first stream had a puzzle in it that broke everyone's brain, including Shaq.
Literally.
And I decided I was going to do something that I thought was easier. It isn't. It's a multi-step puzzle.
So is there a telly? Did you say, or any sort of?
There's a personal computer on the desk.
Okay, you need to check every object in the room. This is just like one of those King's Quest things. This is going to be a multi-step puzzle. So just check everything in the room. Also, the tapes that you got are tied, or they're like clues. They're not keys that open doors. They're keys to solving the next step. So, what was the first tape that you got? I'll see.
Halloween.
I'm looking at like the room. Halloween.
While
For
these
he-
lot have a quick think about what's going on, Asher, you're dead. But you're kind of standing in that classroom from session 2. You know the classroom where you saw the Pantheon? And
Yep.
Ambition's standing in front of you. You died.
I
You cannot
tried
fulfill
not to.
our bargain if you are dead.
Yeah, I said that.
So once again, I am going to give you a portion of power to help your friends. Witness. The wall of the classroom opens up again, and you see the 1,000 eyes behind the space of the crack in the wall. And go on. Oh, I'll give you a hint. Friday the 13th. And then he's gonna push you through the space. You can now see what is going on. And the radio fizzes. Zzz. Asher, you're able to communicate with the rest of the party.
Where am I? Am I in the game?
No, you're still you're outside of everything.
Okay.
You're seeing through 1,000 eyes.
Oh, okay. I share that hint. Hey guys, I don't know that I'm okay. I don't know that I'm not, but here's a hint. Friday the 13th.
So you fucking died?
Where are you right now?
I don't know. I am looking through that eye creature, very handsome god, whatever their name is, and
Audience.
What? Okay. Friday the 13th. Jason
Numbers.
Voorhees.
Please describe the room to me. I am kind of outside.
Is there a calendar?
There is a calendar on the wall.
Check the calendar.
The calendar is for the year 1994. October.
was there a Friday the 13th on that date?
I'm looking. The line caller. Oh, the line
Can I
caller.
just say how unjust this game was? Because Asher is bad at sports, has done nothing but play video games in his room with his PlayStation. It's with one true friend, multiple moves, and I got smoked by Ace again. The
Oh.
athlete.
It happened.
There was a
Uh,
Friday the 14th in 1994.
okay, Friday the 13th. Okay,
Or maybe If-
check the bed. Check the bed because that's where Kevin Bacon was killed in the original Friday the 13th. Like his throat was
I
slashed
don't
by
want to get
Jason.
killed under a bed.
No, but
His-
like no,
his
it's tied to keys. His throat was slashed, right?
Antonia, his throat wasn't splashed. He got the arrow through his chest.
Was
Oh,
the arrow
Steve's
to
just
the
gonna
chest?
hands over ears and just go no, and just is gonna go and gingerly peek under the bed, not wanting to get murderized.
There's nothing in the bed. There's nothing in the covers. Nothing under the pillow. It's just a bed. I will say that on the calendar, like next to the calendar, are 3 pins.
like in the calendar or just
Next
on the
to
wall?
3 red pins on the board next to the calendar. They are not in the calendar, but they are next to the calendar.
Pick up
There's
a red
2
pen.
dates. So there's Halloween and there's Friday the 13th.
Halloween.
And then what
Friday
was the
13th.
other one?
West
Oh.
Raven's New Nightmare.
Oh, that's not a date.
Raven's New Nightmare.
When was Graham having this nightmare? Do we know? Any hints?
Wes Craven's New Nightmare, I believe, came out in 1997. Because Freddy's Dead came out in 1996.
Okay, does Antonio know the release date of Wes Craven's New
No,
Nightmare?
no.
Then you are not
Well,
allowed
yeah,
to Google
actually-
it.
Actually, I think. Well, no, I didn't Google it at all. I just said it from memory. So
You
I
are
think
right on the
because
year.
Antonio likes horror movies. Did it come out in the theater in the UK?
Yes.
Like, is this something that I could have seen?
Yes.
So it's the new one. Okay.
Okay, I will give you a hint then. You will know
yeah.
it's come out, and it came out in October.
In October. Okay.
All you need is what date it came out.
Yeah.
Does it make a triangle?
No,
Everything is triangles.
it does not make a triangle.
I'm going to. Can I make a brains check to try to remember what date? Wait a minute. Look on the tape.
It's the VHS release, not the movie release.
It will have the
No, but it'll have the year.
It will have the
like,
year, but it won't
look
have
at
the date.
little.
It will say the
It won't
years
have the
that it was in
date.
cinema, but it won't say the date. What I will tell you is,
won't-
there was a reason that Chatterbox told you that it was good to keep someone outside of the arcade.
Hey.
Ooh.
Jules.
What's up? I'm still kind of outside, by the way.
Yeah, no.
I have no idea
It's
what's
great.
happening.
Do you remember when the last Freddy movie came out, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, the one that's like in our world? It was in October. What day did it come out? Can you bike to like the library?
Is there a store
movie
that
coaster?
sells like that could? Is there a store with like where they sell like movies and shit?
You've got a couple of options.
Where
You
I
could go
can-
to the you could go to the Blockbuster, and see if someone behind the counter knows. You could go to the cinema, or you could go to the library, as Hector suggests, to look up on the personal computers of the library the date this movie came out.
I mean, it might be safer to go to the library.
Yeah, go to the library. Like, take your bike.
Alright, good.
I'm
Gotcha,
gonna
gotcha.
say that this happens between moments, and you find out that Wes Craven's New Nightmare came out on October 14th.
October 14th.
So in front of you is a calendar with the videotapes, Halloween, Friday the 13th, and Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which came out on October 14th.
So we put a pin in each of those things? Is that the plan?
Yeah, pick up the pins and put them on each of those dates.
But there is
See
no
what
Friday
happens.
the 13th, so you have to choose between Friday and a 13.
Well, the Friday's the 14th, so it would be 13, 14, and then 31st.
Yeah. Or we pick a
try it.
Friday.
and
If it's not.
And as you do that, a key drops from the calendar.
Is there a door, a dresser? Use the key to on the dresser, or on the chest. Do I see the inventory change when someone picks up
Yes,
the
the
key?
coin. The key enters the inventory.
Okay, keys in the inventory. Try it on the chest or the desk. That's how this works in Geek's Quest.
Which one would you like to check?
Chest?
Okay, you come over to the chest, Elsie, and you find that the
Uh-huh.
chest has a lock on it, but it does not have a key lock. It is there are dials on each of. There's 3 dials, and the symbols on those dials are MON, TUE, WED, THUFRI.
Ooh, I did not get. Wait, it's all right.
Monday, Tuesday,
MON.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Monday through Friday. Yeah.
Oh, and
What is it set?
SAT and SUN.
Okay. What day is it set to now, or which of those is it set to now?
Oh,
Is
they're
it at
all on Mon.
Oh.
Okay. Try them.
Monday.
Try them in date order. So try Thursday, Friday, Monday.
It
We
clicks
will do
open,
that.
and you open the chest, and inside the chest is a piece of paper with the Morse code alphabet on it.
Elsie, you're up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that Elsie's an absolute nerd and spends way too long dicking about with like radio stuff.
Yeah,
So she'll have a good old schnozzaroo at it.
it's just
Is
it's just the guide to what the
Is it
different
legit?
things in the Morse code. Yeah,
Okay.
It's a guide to Morse code. Okay. All right. Try the key in the desk. The actual physical key, because the desk does the desk have a key lock?
the desk has a drawer. The desk does not have a key lock drawer. It's just a drawer. And
Okay.
inside of it is a little set of tools, which also enters the inventory.
Okay. What else is on this point and click game? Okay. Tools. There's a lamp. There's a guide to Morse code.
Does the lamp switch on?
It's on a table.
Can I go up to the lamp?
Mm-hmm.
And can I? So thinking if this feels like the hull of a ship.
Yeah.
Do you always see it in like movies where people are like like will send like Morse code with lights? Can Elsie start signaling SOS through Morse code?
You can. I'm going to help you out here. You also look at the table, and there's a locked drawer on the table the lamp is on top of.
Oh, Elsie's absolutely distracted by the lamp for like a solid like
Elsie.
3 minutes.
Elsie.
Amazing.
There's a lock.
Just
There's
the
a
lamp
lock.
being like 3 dots, 3 lines, 3 dots
Yeah,
continuously.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
There-
all they see. Yeah?
Elsie, mi amiga, look down.
And is gonna like unlock the thing.
Yeah. And inside is a music box.
Elsie's gonna pick it up. Tentatively.
Yep.
And we'll just sort of hold it.
Mhm.
And we'll just go to the 2 and be like, I found this.
I mean,
And I see the music box in the inventory.
Yep.
I guess open it, see what it plays.
Oh, okay. So when I say a music box, it is one of those old ones with the rotating,
Oh.
like so it is lots of little rods that hit against a rotating cylinder.
Oh,
that
I see, I see, I see.
Right.
You manually turn.
Wait a minute. Pull out the Morse code, play the music box, and see if you can decode the dots, because those old music players, they have like dots, and that's how they make the sounds. Like, you're hitting like and those dots might be Morse code. Am I overthinking this, guys? I don't know.
It's worth it. Elsie's just
Just
gonna
read
start
the
like.
paper?
Yeah, it's more thoughts than I've got.
It is the same 2 notes. It's just boom boom.
So it would be a varying the speed maybe to make it Morse code.
Hey Antonio, you do see on the inventory screen a combine option.
Oh, can I? This is gonna be really weird because I don't have a mouse. I wonder if my hand will work as a mouse, and I put my finger on the screen,
Tap the screen.
and like try and slide them over.
You sure are putting your finger on the screen and sliding it around. It's not doing anything.
What am I doing? This is sci-fi nonsense. You have to put there's a combined feature. Can you like put things together? I can't tap the combined thing like I could with a regular point and click.
We have
Wait a minute.
tools.
Turn on the computer.
Okay.
Okay,
Turn on the computer.
you turn on the computer. The computer screen boots up. How do you kill a circus? You go for the jugular! And then there's an insert text box.
Insert text box.
I guess once we've worked out what the Morse code is, then we can write that into the thing.
Right. How do you?
What did you say the
that?
2 notes were?
They were just the same note. So you look at the cylinder, and the cylinder has the same pattern on it twice.
So,
Okay,
so one
and does
one
that
note might be
translate-
dash, and the other
What's
one might be
pattern?
gonna be dot.
No. So the pattern of the cylinder is dot 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 dash repeated twice.
So we translate that.
Yeah, we're looking through the Morse code book. What does that spell?
So it's
It's
I'll repeat
A?
it again. It's dot 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 space dot dash.
So it's 4 dot. Oh, it's. Oh, what a bitch!
Is it HA?
It's half.
It is HA. Amazing.
Ah!
That was a pure guess on my part, but the reaction gave it away.
It's
Elsie's
laughing
gonna-
at-
Oh, in the
The
Amazon
laughing.
box. Just ha ha
I think
ha,
we
ha,
need
ha.
a new. Oh,
You type in the letters haha space haha, and you feel your bodies fill with energy as you escape the arcade machine. Asher,
I hate this.
so you also feel yourself covered in energy, and everyone else will see, and I'm going to assume that Jules has made it back to the arcade as the doors open. Everyone else sees a skeleton appear in space and the flesh slowly grow up from the feet, form into muscles, and then like skin but also clothes at the same time. As Asher, you are reformed, and it fucking hurts.
Yeah. So ambition didn't so much as resurrect me as he just sort of let me help towards the end of the game. But you guys, you saved me. Thank you. Ow.
I would also say the arcade machines start to bleed.
Oh,
Oh.
I very quickly move myself out of the machine as blood just starts spraying on me or dripping.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like it starts with like a drizzle down the screens, and then it like gets to like where the coins are put in, and they all just start splurting out blood.
Yeah, get the fuck
Oh.
out of there.
I'm running out of the arcade, even though I know the door is locked.
It's open.
Like to get,
That's how Jules got in.
yeah, and I just like stumble out.
Yeah. The
Elsie's-
Sorry, God.
Elsie's gonna try and grab Ace and Asher if they're still in there. Just wrists.
Does anyone
Yank.
not run out of the bleeding place?
No, she's She's stood in the middle of this room. She's just witnessed Asher coming back and is a bit like, oh, that was fucking gross. But then as soon as everything starts bleeding, she suddenly like comes back to realizing that this is my fault. This blood is my fault. So she's like fully like locked up just in the center of this room with all this blood around her.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's like it's spraying out. So you all like gnarly like Evil Dead vibes of like splash, splash, splash. And yeah, I guess Elsie, you pull Ace out, and everyone is kind of stood outside the arcade, covered in blood, as the sun sets on Hallows Vale.
Amazing.
Jules, you're okay. I'm catching up.
Asher, you fucking dumbass, and they're just gonna smack him over the head.
After the smack in the head, there's a very aggressive, like, under the arms, like, wrapped around, like, hug. Like, it's really, like, it's very, like, it's the 90s. Guys don't touch each other. That's not really a thing, at least in America, where we're from. And I'm breaking all of the rules. I'm just putting my hands under, and I'm holding onto him tight, and just sort of, like, shaking from top to toe as like there's just very silent tears, and it's like a heart hug. Like Antonio's heart is on Alex's heart, and it's just his whole body is just like.
Asher, on top of all this, it's also really sore because your muscles are new.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I'm liking the hug part, but I'm in pain. You're hurting me, dude. I appreciate it.
I'm really
glad.
sorry.
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm glad I'm alive too. This is all good. And I probably say something really insensitive. Like, I'm also glad I didn't kill anybody when I was in there. Not thinking that like, but I'm just a mess right now. So yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you, but please,
Yeah. I'll let go. This was so bad.
I could use some liquid. Elsie, do you have any of that? What is that soda that you like?
Oh,
What's it called? How do you spell that? Is it this? Found out you can get it in the US. I've never had it before.
Prepare yourself.
Surprise!
Amazing.
Oh, it's like Sunkissed. No, there's an aftertaste.
Yeah, there's an aftertaste.
The aftertaste is the bit that gets you.
Okay. I'll finish this after this. No.
Live stream reaction to Iron Brick.
I was in a
Good news,
film where
though,
that was in Canada, and they had me eat poutine on camera. That was the first time I'd ever eaten poutine.
Cool.
So, you have made it to about 6 o'clock in the evening on Wednesday. You're drinking iron brew to recover from the fact you're all sprayed with blood, and 4 people may or may have not died, kind of by your fault, sort of. But really, was it your fault? I don't know.
What makes Iron Brew taste how it tastes?
It
It's the misery.
Oh, I see.
But as you are all kind of stood there, a voice comes from nearby. Oh, you poor children. And from next door of the arcade, which is the diner, you see one of the waitresses. And you notice to be Julie, who is one of the co-owners of the of the diner. Let's get you all cleaned up, shall we? There's and I'll cook you something up in the diner. And she kind of pulls out five towels and kind of chucks them at you.
Can't be without your towel.
The towel absolutely hits me in the face. I'm like unaware that it was chucked at me.
It knocks me over. Like that's not an uncoordinated thing. That is the new body thing, I think. So we're not gonna.
Like a baby deer.
It's gonna help after putting the towel like on my shoulder.
Ow.
Why are you helping us and not calling the police?
What police?
Okay, listen, you get the point.
This town is not like other places. I think you five know that now.
Do you perhaps know anybody named Arthur? Or I always forget his name out of character.
Guion.
There we go.
Guion.
I have met them once or twice. My name is Julie Rosalind. For those of you who haven't kept thorough notes, the witch.
Is this a retcon name of Rose?
This is the retcon name of Lucy. Yes.
Got it.
So this is one of Lucy's mums.
Okay.
I think those of you who use the towels and aren't just holding them will notice that the blood just comes off. Will you come in
Elsie's
for some
gonna,
food?
Yeah. I think some food would be really, really great, Senora Rosalind.
Does anyone not want to follow Rosalind in to the diner?
I think we don't want to separate anymore. Like, I think it's a good idea to probably Elsie has something about her game, which like something called "Don't split the party." She probably
Yeah.
uses that phrase like every 5 seconds from now on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we've learned that, splitting the party can be a detriment, but also can be really useful, because sometimes you need to look up the date to when New Nightmare comes out. I was trying to get it that multiple step. I'll talk about this in the post game after we've finished with this little final scene. So yeah, you are guided in to the diner, which is empty, and Julie sits you all down at a booth that looks out the window, and meta-wise, this is the same booth that the two strangers from session 2 sat in. And in the kitchen is Julie's partner. Why are names so bloody difficult? Let's go with Maria. So Julie and Maria co-own the diner together, and they're also partners, and they are married via Wiccan traditions. So they are a married couple, and yeah, And Maria has started cooking up some food. You don't get given menus, but Julie will place in front of you each, apart from your iron brew, your favourite drink off the menu.
Peanut butter and banana chocolate shake.
Oh, that sounds great.
Zima.
Oh,
Elsie's gone Coke float.
there's no Zima
Oh,
on
nice.
the diner menu.
Well, this is an American-style diner, so like...
Yeah, root beer float.
Yeah,
That'd be
root beer
great.
float.
Ooh.
Mhm.
I think when the drink gets placed in front of Ace, Ace is gonna like look up at whoever served it
It's Julie.
and be like, do you have a bathroom?
Yeah. Points to the door.
And she just fucking bolts for it. Like she's gone green.
To describe Julie and Maria, they're both around late 40s. Julie is the classic American waitress. White, blonde hair in a ponytail. She looks remarkably young for someone who's in their late 40s. Like, still, like the image of a kind of like 30-something working in a bar or working in a like she's kind of a little bit above average height. Maria, who's in the back, is a little bit shorter. It's like short, messy, brown, fizzy hair. Yeah. And that's them. Ace, are you going into the bathroom to throw up?
Yeah.
Cool. I think it's muffled, but everyone at the table kind of knows what that was.
You all fill me in what I miss? Did you all fill me in what I missed when I died? Okay.
Yeah. It was really bad.
That's tough. She's probably going through it right now.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go and check in?
Maybe it's best to give us some space for a bit, love.
Yeah, you guys know how I was after Mark.
If it helps, when it doesn't. None of this is your fault.
I still might be skeptical of somebody who is pro keeping us separated from one member of our party. So, is there a gut check I can do on the intentions there?
Yeah. Make me a... It's different. It's difficult because insight isn't really a stat in this game. I use grit when I don't have an idea what it is. So I think it's a brains check. I think you're reading... Or let's say a charm. Yeah, let's use charm like we use insight, maybe.
You just look at me and say, he's bad at charm. And so you keep giving me these
bad at
charm.
Yeah, it's a charm of 6.
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
I rolled a 1 on charm.
Then I would say that you are very skeptical of what is going on.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't leave Ace too long. I don't trust this group entirely. But that's just my take.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Elsie or Jules, if you'd like to go and see them, then it's completely up to you.
Do you want to go, Jules?
I can go. And Jules, they're just gonna sit up, and she's gonna go to the bathroom and kind of knock on it, be like, you in there? Because if you're not answering in 5 seconds, I'm coming in.
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you need any help?
Some water or something would be great.
Yeah, sure. I can fetch that. Do you wanna talk about it?
No.
I mean, fair enough, but yeah, I'll just go and fetch you some water. And the they're just going to kind of awkwardly shuffle away to go fetch the water.
I think you'll find
There's-
on like the counter area there is like a jug with some glasses. You can just pour some water.
Right. Jules is gonna do that and come back to like, and this time they're gonna walk in order to give the class. Be like, hey, I got this for you if you need it. I mean, obviously you need it. What the fuck am I saying? Um,
Yeah, thanks. And she like just swirls her mouth out into the sink and then splashes it on her face as well. And it's just like, yeah.
Jules is just gonna kind of awkwardly sit on the floor, like back against the wall, sort of. Maybe unsure of how to approach this because they're not the best at helping people who aren't children.
Just been weird.
I think weird is not even gonna cut it.
Bad.
What? Probably. What even happened in there?
We went to the arcade. Figured we'd have some fun, play some games. Elsie fixed up one of them for Stevie. And then fucking Chatterbox turned up. We got pulled into the game, and then Asher was there, and I don't know how or why. And then Antonio was talking to us from far away.
I think that might be my fault. When Asher left, I saw Antonio kind of torn if he wanted to sit by or go after Asher. We both know the answer here. So I just told him to go. At least nothing happened to Max. Thankfully. Sort of.
Why? What
Uh,
was Max doing?
when we went to the church thing, obviously Max was laying on a gravestone as usual. And there was a light shining from a cave. We went in, said something about pirates. It's not just, I don't know. It was weird. I think what the most weird part was the fact that there was just a random light in there. I think the whole point of it was just to separate the group.
But he's okay, right?
Think so. Didn't get electrocuted.
What, from the light?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sure.
But yeah, so basically Chatterbox was all like, hey, play these games, and if you lose you die, and if you win, then at least if two of you are survived, then all three of you will get out. And then we started playing, and then we realized that if you win, then the person on the other side, someone dies. Like,
So people died every time you won.
like real bad. Like one of them got crushed into knives and spikes and shit from the ceiling. That someone else got stabbed up in the feet and like took out their like tendons and shit while they were dancing. Someone else got thrown out of a car. It was like a whole ass car crash in front of you. Yeah, it was bad. And then obviously they lost because we got out and we won and we survived because we fucking bossed that shit, except for, you know, Ash died a little bit.
Asher could have bossed a video game even if he tried. Don't tell him I said that though. He thinks he can bid me about the combat.
He totally died, so like that's like evident. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm not gonna say anything.
I think at this point, Ace, the realization of whose blood you were covered in hits him, if it hadn't already.
Yeah. And she's like, she's starting to shake at that point. She's like, and then, because we won, obviously, then they all had to die, and then we saw Stevie and Stevie.
Jules is just gonna like give Ace a hug, but it's instead of like a more friendly one, it's more like a protective type of hug, like a mom and a kid sort of thing, because that's the best she knows how to do. They're not the most like huggable type though. So this is maybe like one of the very first hugs they've given.
Yeah, she leans into it. And then like after a bit she'll stop shaking. And then she'll quickly like shove you off and then go back into the bathroom again and vomits again.
I get it. I've jumped out of a car, but I don't smell that bad. Come on.
She's trying not to like laugh and choke at the same time. She's like, it's not you.
You all do smell pretty bad at this point. You have gone 2 days without going home, and you've all received a lovely shower of blood. It's real stinky, guys. Maybe you should go home tonight.
If they needed to, Jules could suggest going at their house.
I think while that scene played out, was there anything happening in the main diner?
I think that there was a very like kind of yeah, Antonio's sitting next to Ash, and he's sort of doing this thing that young teenagers do, where you like brush the back of your hand against the other person, and then there's like the pinky like reaching out with sort of like in Heartstopper with like the sparks where the pinky is like reaching out. And this is a big deal for Antonio. This is the biggest thing to a direct like come on that there is, because Asher almost died. So like even though this is like the time to make the move and see what happens. See if they lock pinkies.
Asher doesn't pull away, but you can't tell if that is interest or he is just catatonic, because he's just sort of staring straight ahead right now.
Antonio takes a deep breath, a pull from his shake, and just is like, you know what? I almost died, so he's just gonna put his hands under the booth where no one can see, because it's still the late 90s, and just like interlock like fingers, like try to like just hold Asher's hand the way you would hold a boyfriend's hand as opposed to just a friend's hand, if that makes sense, under the table where no one else can see.
Has Antonio told Asher that he's gay?
Almost last session, but
okay.
No.
But that's as close as he's come? Okay.
Yeah, you do know that like Antonio loves Morrissey. He gets mad when people casually use the F word or say something's gay. But usually
no one does that in this bloody town. In this reality, no one uses homophobic slurs. No one is outwardly homophobic. Yeah. It's that's just right, that, like, that's right. This, like, listen, we have not met a straight couple yet.
That's true. This is weird. So what I will say is, because this is Hallowsvale, even though it's been a horrible town, when it comes to like being gay, it's been great, right? There's the couple. So my character has all this like American stuff in his head, not Hallowsvale. And maybe my character's feeling a little brave because no one said anything in Hallowsvale. Maybe this is the only place.
I feel like the context of that feeling of the 90s is there, but in Hallows Vale, reality is a
It's
little
like
bit different.
insulated.
You know, like
Yeah.
we have a diverse town. We
Mhm.
haven't seen it yet because I haven't been able to introduce those NPCs yet. But
Oh, cool.
there is like, because of the game I want to tell, the story we're telling, I
Mhm.
do not want to recreate real world horror. I am creating
Yeah.
fantasy horror, which is why
Of course.
I put you all through this horrible arcade session.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
no,
yeah,
he
so
just
I
takes your
think you can
hand,
still
and he
feel like
hasn't-
nervous about being out because also it's like the idea of rejection. So, but
Yeah.
like yeah, and so I definitely think that the vibe of what you're going for is still there. It's just
Yeah.
a slightly different context where you
Okay.
are safer in
Yeah.
doing it. Because if it's a rejection,
Yeah.
it's a rejection of you personally, not
Right.
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. He hasn't acted.
You know what?
he
It's
hasn't
actually
acted
worse
confident,
because it's
I
just a
will say
rejection
this.
of you, not
Yeah.
your.
It's just a rejection of me. It's so much worse. And he's just so like, and then has he said he was getting? No, he hasn't. He tried to, but he hasn't hit it. You know, he's got
Right.
like, posters is the Lost Boys poster with freaking Jason Patrick, and
Okay.
unironically it's just like, oh, like I love The Cure. They're so great. Like I want to marry Robert Smith one day, and
Okay,
just kind of
that's
throw that
helpful.
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Where and how would you get the impression that just because Asher died and came back, that suddenly he'd be open to thinking before he acts? Okay, you think Asher's suddenly going to consider the consequences of his actions just because Hector's holds his hand? Hell no. He totally squeezes that back. Yeah.
Aw.
If we've learned
Yes.
nothing about Asher, he is a hot mess. And
Yeah.
he's all out of mess.
Yeah, we are holding hands under the
At some
table.
point, Jules is gonna have the talk with him, and I'm so looking forward.
Great. So in this moment, Asher, you feel as if time freezes. And then you realize it has. And sat
So
across
everyone else
from
is
you,
frozen?
Everyone else is
Okay.
frozen. And
Okay.
sat across from you is ambition.
Hi.
Time to pay the piper.
What's the price?
Really? I need you to crush Antonio.
Crush him?
And on that bombshell, it's time to call our session to an end.
No.
Thank you,
Aw.
everyone, for this lovely session. I'm sorry about the start. I will make sure that the Pantheon of Beyond do not cross into our realm again. We shall go in reverse order of what Chatterbox did at the start of the session to say goodbye. We will be back next week with another episode where it will pick up from that heartbreaking cliffhanger. Okay, Alex, say goodbye. Tell people where they can find you, what you're up to.
All right, thank you, everybody. I've been Lex Wilson. My friends call me Alex. Alexotica on Twitter, lexwilson.bsky.social on Blue Sky. Something to promote. I mentioned the horror film Curse of Aurora, which is where I ate poutine. Available to stream in multiple countries on Amazon Prime and elsewhere. The same director and the same team as that has a new film that I was also in, and they currently have an Indiegogo fundraiser for finishing funds as they get music rights and they color correct. The reflections my shaved head generate just messes up everything. If you ever cast me, you should be warned. You can see a picture of me on the top of that Indiegogo page. I'll put a link to it. I am the good-looking one. I play an associate pastor, and I was shocked to learn that the film is not called Associate Pastor, but Behold with an exclamation point. But I am a good friend, and I'm promoting it anyway, so I will throw a link up in the chat.
Blue.
Hi, I'm Blue. You can find me on the internet under Sanguis Blue on pretty much all platforms. I have 3 things to say. 1, I can't believe Callum's out here encouraging all the LGBT love just to crush it at the last minute. Disgusting behavior. 2, we had Roll for Good on Saturday. It was great. We managed to raise £763 for AKT in one day. That's pretty amazing. Also, I did the calculations recently to work out how much we've managed to do overall in the last couple of years, and it was £11,211 so far, which is insane. So yes. And then 3, I'm going to be at Comic-Con MCM in London this weekend. Saturday I'll be in cosplay. Haven't decided on Friday yet, but come see me. Give me a shout out on any of the social media that you're going to be there, and yeah, we'll meet up.
Rice.
Hi, I'm Rice, also newly dubbed as Callum's worst nightmare. You better sleep with an eye open. Oh my god. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and on Blue Sky. There's also Instagram, but Instagram is just my silly photos. So if you check out the other 2, you can find some of my art. I am shocked. I am in pain. I am grieving at the moment. I will pass the mic.
Hector.
Hi, I am Hector Riz. I am at Keiichi Okami on Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon, itch.io. I'm an indie game writer. I've got a couple games out there on itch. You should check them out. Or if you want to eventually get all of them for free, join my Patreon. You can see me on Mondays over at playing Tears of the Rose, which is a Blue Rose actual play over on Greater Restoration. And that is typically about 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I am here every Wednesday. And in November, I will be over on the Nerds with Dice channel, GMing my third campaign ever on stream. I'm doing the North Star. We're in the midst of casting right now. We're getting ready to finalize it soon, which is a powered by Wanderhome folklore punk fantasy, which is going to be a lot of fun, mythology, magic, and a world healing from trauma. And that's what I'm working on.
Magpie.
Hi, I'm Magpie. You can find me pretty much anywhere at Antique Horror. I have nothing to plug. I'm just here. Give me a year.
Great. Hello, I have been Callum. Sorry, Doctor Who air dates dropped.
What a nerd.
I have been Callum for most of this stream, but not all of it, and I will continue to be Callum after this stream. You just won't see me unless you find me on the internet. Fiat's Callum everywhere that matters. I also have a blog. I might be having a podcast version of that blog, unconfirmed. I need to bully someone into co-hosting it with me. I was also part of Roll for Good, which was an amazing event on the weekend. And for some stupid reason, I promised a parody song
Oh yeah.
in return for the amount of money that we raised. I have almost finished writing it. It will be
Amazing.
recorded either this weekend or next weekend.
I'm so looking forward to it.
Oh, it can't be next weekend. It has to be this weekend. Fuck. Okay. Which is a full parody of This Is Halloween, but This Is Halloween, which is vaguely TTRPG themed, because I realized really quickly that it's actually it's a number introducing lots of auxiliary characters, and I can't just keep on introducing myself. So I'm like, what the fuck do I do? I know. I'm going to introduce the concept of my other characters that I've played in TTRPGs.
Nice.
It's going to be awful. You are not ready for how bad this is going to be, but I am going to
Yay.
embarrass myself for charity.
Hey.
You deserve it. You deserve it after this session.
I was also in a horror movie that you could stream on places, which is called it's called Approaching Shadows, which is a community-made feature film that I was in, and I helped make. Do I have anything else coming up? Oh, I might be on a stream this weekend, which I arranged just before we went live with this, so I don't have the details. Yeah, that's me. That's next week. So yeah, that's done. Great. Thank you very much, everyone, for stopping by. And I'm apologizing to my players for, doing the thing I promised I'd do, create a horror campaign. I don't know what you expect.
How could you?
Next.
An apology without remorse or a commitment to do better is
It's
really
all
nothing.
good.
My
No,
commitment is
no.
I will continue to make this campaign worse.
Yeah, and my character will continue to try to chase their crush all the way to the traumatic,
fight.
blood-soaked end.
I will fight to see it happen.
Don't use the word crush right now, because that
Yeah.
was
Oh.
Just like imagining
will
Once Upon a
fight
Time quotes
to
of "I
see
will
it
always
happen."
find you." Right. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone. We'll be back next
Bye.
week.
Thank you.